Hello everybody. I've created a Agentic AI framework for test automation, which covers end-to-end process. We input the requirements and then it creates user stories from the requirements, and from the user stories it creates creates the test cases and test data. Once these are ready, we create the test automation scripts in Playwright tool, and then uh, once we execute, it's analyzed and reported in a HTML format. Let's see this framework in action. I will start the script, and I'm testing a banking application. The inputs to this agentic framework is the application URL, um, and domain. So this domain is necessary for the agent to use its tool and knowledge, and it will use that knowledge to create some test cases and uh, yeah, test cases and user stories. And if it is not an application which is already in production, or it is not deployed, we can provide the requirements document and it will create test cases and user stories based on that. I will click execute. Now the test has started executing. We will see the agents getting into action. So the first agent, and this is a sequential flow. The first agent, the requirements analyst has started, and it will start analyzing the requirements, go through the uh, application, the banking application URL that I provided, and it'll traverse through each of the pages and create user stories for this banking application. Let's take a look at the details. The execution tab provides the details of the activities that the agent is undertaking. So it has started. This is the start of the LLM call. Yeah, it's the input as the website URL, and we can pick the LLM calls and see what are that. Yeah, and so it will pick up a URL, and this is the Parabank website, online banking. These are the pages. It has traversed through. It uses a scraping tool to traverse through each of these pages in the banking application. So these are the different pages in the banking application: account transfer, transfer funds, account history, bill pay, online services, make deposits, and so on. And mm, this will, after going through each of these pages, it creates a comprehensive user story. So this is the user story, and this is where the user story is. It first provides the overview, analysis summary, identified user personas and roles, and detailed user stories. And it is able to uh, identify pre-authenticated user stories and post-authenticated or authenticated user stories with which is after logging into the application, account management, transaction, account history, and so on. And once the user story are defined or created, it is the context is passed on to the test case designer. So here we'll see the test case designer has started work, and this is the output from the test case designer. So it is giving us a test strategy, complete test strategy document for the Parabank application, the scope, the test case shoe, um, the authentication flow test cases, user registration, user login, multi-factor authentication, and post-login banking test scenario. Once the user is authenticated, dashboard, funds transfer, bill payment, and investment banking, portfolio management test cases, and some usability, performance and usability test cases, integration, workflows, compliance, and it concludes. So these are some of the test cases. It is detailed with what are the prerequisites, what are the steps, and what are the expected outcome in each of these test cases. And once these test cases are created, we create test data for these test cases. So it has created detailed data for each of the personas and roles that it had identified, and each of the test cases like funds transfer. Yeah, and there is security testing as well, where we have cross-site scripting and SQL injection and authorization bypass. It is providing test data for each of these, and it all these will get tested. And once the test data is created, test automation engineer creates the playwright scripts. With playwright scripts, let's say that there are too many calls being made. Let's see. Let's, yeah, this is the final step. Now you can see execution, requirement framework, architecture. This is the output. Playwright test automation for Parabank online banking application. So these are the tests that it has created: user registration, login, account summary, funds transfer, bill payment, covering these pages. And these are the utilities that it has created. And it'll have a screenshot and logs and videos uh, eh, in the provided folder. Page object model implementation. That is the framework that it is using. And these are the test scripts, the actual Playwright test scripts. Wherever you see this TypeScript, that is the test script. This is user registration. This is registration page. This is configuration management and CI/CD integration. And let's see the test manager and analyst. This shows the quality dashboard where 5 test cases were executed, 3 passed, 1 failed. On health status, it says poor, so it gives a comprehensive quality dashboard. And these are the coverage mapping. These are the test cases that was executed, and test case registration passed, login failed, account summary passed, fund transfer passed, bill pay passed. So it is giving a detailed analysis and says and provides recommendations also. So what should be improved? Improve test design, address skip test, focus on failing tests, increase test coverage. This is the brief demo of the framework that I have developed so far. I continue to enhance it for robustness by enhancing the features and fallback mechanisms and error handling. Thank you.